What do the Chapter 3, the Team GB, the P-line and the new T-line, we think, have in common? Well, it's not that they're as rare as a rare thing from Raresville. They all have these aluminium CNC'd hinge clamp plates. The P-line at least, but not our Team GB bike, have an aluminium rear frame clip and seat post release. They are now available as an aftermarket option. They are catchily called the Brompton Aluminium hinge clamp plate and rear frame clip set. They come in a beautiful box with a little hole so you can see the colour. These are black, and it makes us think that there may be other colours in the future. We're going to take a closer look and install them onto my Snacksuma. If you're not sure why she's called Snacksuma, we will explain at the end. Brompton say they'll fit any Brompton, including the Brompton Electric and the old Bromptons. We have made this video in 4 sections. Section 1, what is in the box, which I find quite exciting. Section 2, how to install the hinge clamps. Section 3, how to install the rear frame clip and seat post assembly. Section 4, how to use them. You can scroll to the section that you want to see in the timeline, which is over here. First of all, we're going to unbox the kit and have a look inside. As we said, it's called an aluminium hinge clamp and rear frame clip set. At a minimum, to install this kit, you need a 1.5mm Torx, a 10mm spanner, but it's also recommended that you use a torque wrench to make sure you do everything up to the right torque. We would recommend using a torque wrench, if at all possible, to do up the rear frame clip, because if you over tighten it, you can crack your main frame. When we open the box, on the inside are the start of the instructions. Then we have 2 hinge clamp plates and levers, rear frame clip and handle. It's a bit like a box of chocolates. It has a second leg, which has the rest of the instructions, along with a very important bag of bits. Inside the bag is all of the bits that you need to fit the kit. That is 2 M8 washers, an M6 washer that's needed for your new Brompton, an M6 stepped washer for your old Brompton, a spacer, the lever, the spring, the nut and the bolt. First of all, we're going to install the hinge clamps. They live here and here. The instructions say, hinge clamp lever. Unscrew the old lever to remove the lever and plate. Insert the M8 washer, WS, onto the new hinge clamp lever bolt, HCL, followed by the hinge clamp plate, HCP. Then screw it back into the hinge, which is shown helpfully in figure 1. As per the instructions, we're going to start by unscrewing the old hinge clamps. We're going to start with the mainframe. Next, we're going to undo the hinge clamp attached to the handlebar stem. Next step, according to the instructions, is to insert the M8 washer onto your new hinge clamp lever. We couldn't find the M8 washer to begin with. It is in this little packet that's the bottom of the chocolate packet. The M8 washers are 2 that you play grown-up snap with. These 2. The M8 washer goes on the hinge clamp lever, like this. And then you put the hinge clamp plate on. Like that. Before we install them, we are going to compare the weights to the old ones. I will need a pair of scales. The old one may be slightly heavier, because of the paint that it has taken off my Snaxuma. Weighing in at 53 grams. The new one weighs in at 55 without any paint. So we have now proven that plastic is lighter than metal. Surprise. Before we install them, we are going to need something else. Some grease. And some hand-eye coordination. And then we'll pop it into the bike. Feels nice. And it spins nicely too. One main frame new clamp installed. Next up, the second one. The M8 washer on, and then the hinge clamp plate, and then some grease. There we go. And now I have them both installed. And now we need the bottom layer instructions. Quick release and rear frame clip. Undo the adjuster nut with a 10mm spanner, then remove the quick release bolt along with the frame clip components. Feed the 6mm quick release bolt, QRB, through the slotted hole in the seat clamp band, SCB, as shown in figure 2. That's on the top. Load the frame clip components, spacer, SP, lever, L, and spring, S, onto the quick release bolt, QRB, in the orientation shown in figure 3. The bent end of the spring should rest flush at the back of the lever as shown in the close-up figure 4. When the parts are loaded onto the bolt, feed the end of the bolt through the round hole in the other side of the seat clamp band, SCB, figure 5. Fit the M6 washer, WS, followed by the fitting nut, FN, and tighten with a 10mm spanner, figure 6. On some older models, the usual 6mm hole on the other side of the seat clamp band, SCB, will be 8mm, in which case you'll need the stepped washer, SCW, rather than the standard M6 washer, WS, shown in figure 6. Push the lever down towards the seat tube, ST, and slide the handle, HDL, onto the lever until it comes to a stop, figure 7. Don't let go, as the handle can flick off forcefully. Still holding the lever and handle in place, fit the handle, pushing it as far as it will go, and then fit the recessed screw, RS, and tighten to 2 Nm, figure 7. This screw should now hold the assembly together. The assembly should now be as shown in figure 7, with the hook H roughly in the middle of the slot in the seat clamp band SCB. When the quick release is closed, the hook H should protrude into the seat clamp band SCB, ready to engage the rear frame when the bike is unfolded. Check that the lever moves and returns freely on the quick release bolt by operating the lever a few times. The quick release clamp should be adjusted so that the lever closes firmly when doing the clamp up. If the clamp movement is slack and easy with a little resistance, the seat post will not properly secured. Test this by twisting the seat left and right, ensuring that everything is firmly held in place. As a guide, with the seat clamp lever closed, i.e. done up, the adjuster nut should be tightened to 6 Nm. And now we're going to show you. First up, I'm going to put my seat post down so it doesn't fly down and chop my fingers off. Next, we're going to undo the adjuster nut using a 10mm spanner. and take him out. Next, we're going to remove the seat clamp and then the rear frame clip and the spring. Before we put the new one in, we're going to weigh it to see if plastic weighs less than metal again. We're just going to put all of the old gubbins back on to see how much it weighs. Apologies, there may be a little bit of dirt. 72 grams. I wonder what the weight of the new shiny aluminium one will be with all of its bits. £72 grams. That's the same. First up, I'm going to put the 6mm quick release bolt through the frame, making sure the keyed parts are going into the keyed parts of the frame. Next, we're going to load the spacer onto the quick release bolt with the wide end towards the quick release bolt. Next up, the lever. It's important to get it the right way round. The bolt feeds through this hole in the lever. Let's pop it on. Next up, the spring. It goes this way round. If you think of it like a sausage dog, this is its head and this is the tail. The head end needs to go towards the quick release lever. So the head is going to go in this end. We have the head of the sausage dog underneath the lever and the tail in my finger. And now I would like to have at least one more pair of hands as I squish it into the frame. Don't let go. The tail of the sausage dog is running along the bottom of the square in the frame. Next up, I'm going to put the M6 washer onto the quick release bolt. Next up, the fixing nut. Again, it's important to get it the right way round, so the thin bit away from the frame. Next up, we're going to install our lever onto our springy key and fix it in place using this little bolt. We have two last steps to do. We just came inside out of the rain. I'm going to put the latch onto the key and push it up as far as it will go. I'm going to screw the recessed bolt into the lever. It goes all the way in until the bolt is flush with the lever. It should be done up to 2 Newton meters. Finally, we're going to do the bolt up using a torque wrench to 6 Newton meters. I'm going to make sure the lever is closed. With my newly installed clamps, I'm going to unfold my bicycle. They feel really nice. They spin really nice too. Then before I ride, I'm going to make sure I cannot twist my saddle. I can't. If you like this video about the Hinge clamp kit, we'd really like it if you gave us a big thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos, we'd really love it if you subscribed. Did we miss anything? Please comment in the comment section below. So off I go for my first ride. Put the video, have an aluminium rear frame clip and seat post release. I'm doing it left-handed. so I'm a bit slow. I'm sorry. Before we install them, we are going to need something else. Some grease. The hardest bit seems to be taken out of the box. First up, I'm going to put my C-screw. Next, I'm going to take out... or not. What do I have to say? It looks distinctly similar to the one I'm about to put back in, but it's plastic. Plates and levers. The rear frame clip. On the first layer are the hinge clamp plates and hinge clamp plate lever.